Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Cook to Perfection. My name is Manj and today you are in for a real treat. I'm going to show you how to make black cod with miso. Now this was a dish that was made famous by the Japanese restaurant Nobu, and since then it has garnered popularity all over the world, and for good reason. It is a fantastic dish. It's fairly simple to prepare, not complicated. You know, it uses only about 4 or 5 ingredients, but the payoff is absolutely sensational. So let's not hang about, let's get cooking. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need for our dish is obviously our fish. So I'm using what's known as black cod. Now, strictly speaking, this isn't really a cod. It's actually sable fish, but it's more commonly known as black cod. It's not from the actual cod family. Now, the reason why this works so well with this dish is that the dressing we're going to use, the miso marinade, it's got kind of really nice umami but sweet flavour to it as well. And this particular fish has a really lovely kind of thick and buttery and fatty texture, and that works really well with the dressing. Now, this isn't a fish you can get hold of really easily. To be honest, I had to order it off the internet, and it is quite expensive. It is not cheap. So, you know, if your budget doesn't allow it, then actually you can use other fish. You can use actual cod. Just be aware when you're using actual cod, because cod is a fair bit leaner and less fatty than sable fish, you're going to have to be really, really careful when you cook it and make sure you don't overcook it, otherwise it'll be really dry. You're going to cook it till it's just about cooked and then take it out from the oven or the grill and then leave it at that, so it's still got a nice buttery texture to it. With this particular fish, because it's got quite a fatty texture, it's absolutely fine and won't kind of overcook and dry out. But if you are using cod or any other kind of fish, just be careful how you cook it. But anyway, so we're going to use black cod. So as you can see, it's got a really nice, lovely kind of silvery kind of skin and white flesh. Okay, so what we want to do first of all is make our marinade. Now, to make our marinade is very, very simple. It's 4 ingredients. So we're going to start off with some sake. I've got some cooking sake here, but you can just use normal drinking sake, it's fine. And we're going to put in a 1/4 cup. So I've got little cup measures here. So we're going to put in a 1/4 cup into a pot here, which I've already got on the heat. And then to that, I'm going to also add a 1/4 cup of mirin. And that'll have nice sweetness to the dish. So we're going to let these cook out a little bit. We're not going to cook them for too long. I only want to boil off some of the alcohol. That's the only reason to cooking this out. It's going to bring the temperature up a little bit so we can dissolve the sugar and also to burn off some of the alcohol in there. Okay, so now that we've kind of boiled off the alcohol, some of the alcohol in our sake and our mirin, and we brought that up to a bit of a warmer temperature, we're going to add in our brown sugar and our miso paste. So we want to add roughly about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And this is what's going to give a lovely caramelized texture kind of to the final dish once we cook it, and that sugar caramelizes. It's going to give a lovely sort of burnt flavour. Absolutely fantastic. And also add obviously that little bit of sweetness. And we're also going to add about a 1/4 cup of white miso paste. Now, you do get different types of miso paste. And for this particular dish, you want to use the white one. Okay, it gives a lovely umami flavour and not too much else. So it won't overpower the fish, so white miso paste. Okay, and then once we've got that in there, we're just going to give that a good little mix. So it should dissolve in there fairly easily because it's quite warm. There we go, as you can see, it's dissolving nicely. Keep stirring that until it's all full, all the miso and the sugar are fully dissolved. Okay, so as you can see there now, that is lovely and glossy and everything is nicely dissolved in there. Okay, so now at this stage, we don't want to actually pour this over the fish. It's still quite hot, and we're going to start cooking the fish, and we don't want that at all. So we need to let this sit at room temperature. So probably about 10-15 minutes. Once it's nice and cool, then we'll basically marinate the fish in it. Okay, so our marinade has now come down to room temperature, so we can basically add it to the fish and it won't cook through. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little Ziploc bag here, a little freezer bag, which opens and closes like this. So I'm just going to open that up. I'm just going to carefully drop my fish in there, like that. And then I'm going to pour that marinade all over the fish. There we go. Let's get as much of that out of there as I can. Get some of the air out, expel some of the air. That's it. And then, there we go. And then we're just going to swish that around Make sure the fish is fully coated in all the marinade. Okay, and that's it, fully coated. This dish needs to marinate for a minimum of 2 days, so 48 hours, and that's a bare minimum. I have tried this kind of after 1 day of marination, and to be honest, the flavor wasn't as great. It does need time for all that kind of the umami and the sweetness of the sugar and the mirin and everything to permeate through the fish to make its way into the body of the fish. So you need at least 2 days, but ideally if you can give it 3 days, that's the ideal amount of time. So if you can, marinate it for 3 days in the fridge and then you cook it after 3 days, trust me, the flavor will be absolutely fantastic. But if you haven't got 3 days to do it, bare minimum of 2 days. Okay, so we're just gonna pop this in the fridge. I'm gonna come back to this in 3 days. Okay, so the fish has now been marinating in the fridge for 3 days, so it's now time to cook it. So we're going to take it out of this bag here, and put it on this little griddle pan we've got here. Now we don't want to take loads of marinade with this. We're just going to let some of the marinade strip off. There we go. And we're just going to place it here in the center of this griddle pan. Okay, so now you've got a couple of options when you're cooking this. You can either do this under an oven, but actually I prefer to do this under a medium to hot grill. I found that the caramelization is much better on the top under a grill. You can do it under a very hot oven, that works perfectly fine as well, but I prefer to do it under a grill. So I've got the grill on here. It's been on for a little while, it's medium to hot. So I'm just going to put this under. Okay, and that's going to grill for about 6 to 7 minutes. We've got to keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't burn, we don't overcook it, but roughly about 6 to 7 minutes should do it. Okay, so it's been about 6 minutes and the cod is pretty much done. Just pull it out from under the grill. There we go. Use this fish slice here to just lift it off. I'm just going to put it. Okay, so that's out of the grill now and ready to eat. Now, as you can see, it's got a beautiful kind of caramelized color to a beautiful brown caramel color, and just a little bit of kind of caramelization around the edges, which is absolutely perfect. Now it smells amazing. I wish you could smell this. But let's have a see if it taste and texture exactly as I remember them. Let's see. We should hopefully just be able to press, yep, and take some of that skin away. Here we go. Oh, it's so good. So good. That fish is lovely and flaky and buttery. The high fat content. You've got a smokiness from the charring, and that umami and from the miso, and the sweetness from the sugar and the mirin. Oh, it's so, so good. I'm gonna have another bite. Mwah. Wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed watching the recipe. If you did, please hit the like button below and don't forget to subscribe so you can keep coming back for more recipes that are cooked to perfection. I'll see you next time.